He was supposed to be a top 5 pick, the son of a legend, the face of the new era of Colorado football. But on draft night 2025, he fell and fell and fell, all the way to pick 144, the 5th round. So what's the truth about Shedeur Sanders? Is he overhyped, underrated, or is the story more complicated than Twitter will ever let you believe? Let's get into it. Before we judge the man, let's understand where he comes from. Shedeur Sanders is the son of Deion Sanders, one of the greatest athletes in NFL history. That name alone comes with pressure most of us can't imagine. He started at Jackson State, his father's program, and absolutely dominated, completing 71% of his passes for 3,700 yards and 40 touchdowns in 2022 alone. Then he followed his dad to Colorado, a Power 5 program, and the hype machine went into overdrive. But here's the thing, when he got to Colorado, he actually performed. Let's talk numbers, because the college tape was genuinely impressive. In 2024, Shedeur led the FBS with a 74% completion percentage, the highest in the entire country. He threw 37 touchdowns against just 10 interceptions. He won the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year award and the Johnny Unitas Award, given to the best quarterback in college football. His 6.5% off-target percentage was the 3rd lowest in the entire FBS. His PFF passing grade on deep attempts ranked 4th in the entire 2025 draft class, and he handled the most dropbacks under pressure in the FBS, nearly 20 more than the 2nd-most quarterback. Those are not the stats of a fraudulent prospect. Those are legitimate, elite-level college numbers, period. Now here's where the honest evaluation gets complicated, because there were real weaknesses on tape. His 2.96 seconds to throw ranked 110th in the FBS. He was sacked 42 times, the 2nd straight season he led the nation in sacks taken. His arm strength isn't elite. He lacks velocity on downfield passes, which could force him to be much cleaner with his timing at the NFL level. There were also concerns about him bailing from clean pockets early, a psychological residue of playing behind a shaky offensive line. And then there's the off-field stuff. One anonymous NFL assistant coach said Sanders takes unnecessary sacks, never plays on time, has horrible body language, and blames teammates. Another AFC executive said his combine interview didn't go great and that he made evaluators feel small. Now, we have to be careful here. These are anonymous sources, but when multiple teams are saying similar things, you can't ignore it. So what happened on draft night? Cam Ward went 1st overall to Tennessee, and then teams just passed on Shedeur over and over. Rounds 1, 2, 3, 4, gone. On April 26, 2025, Shedeur Sanders was finally selected in the 5th round by the Cleveland Browns with the 144th overall pick. Let's put that in perspective. A player who was projected top 5 by most analysts fell to pick 144. That is one of the most dramatic draft day falls in recent memory. Was it the combine interviews, the concerns about his father's influence on team selection, the arm strength worries? Probably all of it combined. But it also means one thing: Shedeur Sanders was going to have to prove himself on the field. And that's exactly what happened in Cleveland. It was messy, it was raw, but it told us a lot. Sanders didn't even start immediately. He began the year behind Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel. But when he finally got his shot in Week 12, there were flashes of everything scouts loved about him. In just his 3rd career start, he threw for 364 yards, tied for the 3rd most by a Browns rookie ever, and added 3 touchdown passes and a rushing score. No Browns player had ever combined 300-plus passing yards, 3 touchdown throws, and a rushing score in the same game. But then came the Bears. 3 interceptions, a 31-3 blowout loss. That's the Shedeur Sanders paradox in a nutshell: elite ceiling, inconsistent floor. He finished the year with a 3-4 record in 7 starts, a 56.6% completion percentage, 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions, and the worst passer rating in the NFL among qualified quarterbacks. He ranked 30th out of 32 qualifying passers in total QBR since becoming a starter. Those are bad numbers. No sugarcoating it.
Here's what the critics conveniently leave out. Cleveland finished 31st in points per game and 31st in passing yards per game in 2025. The Browns allowed 51 sacks during the season, and Sanders himself was sacked 23 times in just 8 appearances. In his 4 starts, Sanders faced pressure on 43.9% of his dropbacks, one of the highest rates in the entire NFL. He was a rookie 5th-round pick, thrown onto one of the worst offenses in the league with a revolving door of offensive linemen. Judging his ceiling based on this situation is like judging a chef by the food they make in a broken kitchen. For deep passes, throws traveling 20-plus air yards, Sanders had 7 completions in 4 starts. For comparison, veteran Joe Flacco had only 4 such completions in his 4 starts, and Dillon Gabriel had just 2 in 6 starts. The arm, the touch, the big play ability, it's there.
So, is Shedeur Sanders overhyped? The pre-draft hype? Yes. Projecting him as a can't-miss top-5 franchise quarterback was probably too much. The off-field red flags were real, the arm strength is a legitimate concern, and the tendency to hold the ball too long could get him killed behind an NFL offensive line. But the narrative that he's a complete fraud, a product of nepotism, also wrong. The college production was real, the accuracy is real, the toughness, taking 42 sacks in a season and still showing up, that's real. Even with a rough rookie year, the Browns' situation gives him a genuine path to prove himself in year 2. Cleveland is already upgrading around him, acquiring new linemen, bringing in new offensive leadership under head coach Todd Monken. The question isn't whether Shedeur Sanders has talent. The question is whether he can fix his processing speed, his pocket navigation, and his consistency, because the talent is absolutely there.
The truth about Shedeur Sanders is this. He's not the generational superstar some made him out to be before the draft, but he's also not the bust his rookie numbers might suggest. He's a young quarterback with a legitimate skill set, placed in an impossible situation, carrying the weight of a famous name in one of the toughest media markets in football. Year 2 in Cleveland, with better protection and a new offensive system, will tell us far more than any draft ranking or rookie stat line ever could. The story of Shedeur Sanders is still being written. Don't close the book yet. If you enjoyed this breakdown, drop a like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments, do you think Shedeur Sanders can be an NFL starter? See you in the next one.